keep on forgetting to do third person.
What a noob.
I know. Kardek goes outside and waits for Celine to bring the caravan. Kardek steps out into the cool night air. The crisp, cool night air. Wow, we were in there a long time. Okay. Kardek steps
Is
out.
it really the nighttime? I thought it was the early day.
I thought, yeah, me too. Do you want to refresh it or
We could probably just edit it. It's a cool morning air, maybe, or
afternoon?
afternoon air. There you go.
Kardek steps out into the cool afternoon air. The crisp breeze, a refreshing contrast to the stuffy tavern. He surveys the area, his keen eyes searching for any signs of danger. Satisfied that the coast is clear, he makes his way to the designated meeting point, a secluded grove just outside the town. As he waits for Celine to arrive with the caravan, Kardek's mind drifts to the impending battle. He runs through the plan in his head, double-checking every detail and contingency. He knows that the success of the mission hinges on the ability to work together seamlessly. It's all about friendship. Each member of the team playing their role to perfection.
Sudd does stuff too during this time.
Nice.
It was all just about Kardec, and I'm like, well, Sudd does stuff too during this time. Sudd uses the time before the mission to prepare thoroughly. He sharpens his blade until they're razor sharp, testing their balance and weight as he moves through a series of practiced combat drills. His movements are fluid and precise, each strike calculated to deliver maximum damage. Helene arrives with the caravan, and Sudd notices her approving gaze as she watches him practice. Impressive form, she comments, her eyes following his movements appreciatively. Though I hope you'll have save some of that energy for the bandits. I'd hate to see such a waste. Sudd grins, sheathing his blades with a flourish. Ooh.
Go ahead, man.
I'll just say continue and just see what happens.
Okay. The AI might decide you're really into her, though. We'll see what happens.
I'll keep that in mind, Celine, but don't worry, I always have plenty of energy for the real thing. He winks playfully and then turns his attention to the rest of the strike team. That's funny. All right, everyone, let's go over the plan one last time. We move in silently, take out the guards, and then hit their camp hard and fast. Any questions? He scans the group, his eyes sharp and focused. The team members exchange quick glances, but no one speaks up. They're ready. It's so funny. You could just literally says, I just literally the Sudd stuff does stuff too during this time, and then it just takes it from there.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Kardek orders his team into the caravans. Kardek efficiently guides his team into the heavily laden caravans. Thorin, take point. Sarah, you're with me in the lead wagon. He climbs. Is that all I had? I also have Finn.
Oh, I don't think it was Finn. I think, or was it Finn? Maybe you're right. Yeah, it was probably Finn.
Okay. Thorin, take point. Sarah, you're with me in the lead cabin. In the lead wagon. Finn, do whatever the fuck you want. He climbs into the driver's seat, his dark eyes
You really
scanning.
don't like Finn.
Well, apparently, I'm not going to come up with some crazy wherever he's going to be. He's too much like me. He climbs into the driver's seat. I guess Kardek climbs into the driver's seat.
No, Kardek. Yeah, Kardek. Yeah.
Kardek climbs into the driver's seat, his dark eyes scanning the surroundings. Remember, we need to look like a legitimate merchant caravan. No suspicious movements or behavior. Thorin nods, settling into his position at the front. I'll keep us on the path. Sarah moves to Kardek's side, her hands hovering near her healing supplies. I'm ready for anything, she says, softly, her face set in a determined line. Finn does something. Okay.
Finn does something. Strike team, move out, Sudd says. Strike team moves out silently, their shadows merging with the darkening forest. Celine leads the way, her elven eyes easily piercing into the gloom. Jarl moves with surprising stealth for his size, while Sudd glides through the underbrush like a ghost. As they near the bandit camp, Celine holds up a hand, signaling a halt. She points to a group of guards lounging around a campfire, their attention focused on a jug of wine. Perfect targets, she whispers, knocking an arrow into her bow. Sudd, you take the one on the left. Jarl, you know what to do. Sudd nods, drawing his longbow. Couldn't we wait for the caravan though?
Yeah, that's kind of what maybe I should go now and just get the
Hold on,
caravan.
let me say
Something about like let's wait for the caravan to get into position or something. Also, did you notice how Celine just kind of took over your attack team. She's like giving orders. That's crazy, bro.
Dude, she's a woman, you know? She's not a girl, she's a woman.
She's a woman.
Hmm. You know, this is a very woke this is a woke group.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely.
we don't we applaud women in leadership positions, okay?
Of course. Of course.
Sud says once the cavern is
Oh, you
is
need to
in
make it.
position,
Okay. Okay, it's fine. Go
we
ahead.
will strike. The caravan rumbles forward, the horses' hooves muffled by the dirt road. Kardek keeps a steady pace, his eyes constantly scanning the surrounding forest for any sign of the strike team or bandits. Thorn rides beside him, his hand never far from his axe. Sarah leans forward, her keen eyes fixed on the road ahead. I see movement in the trees, she whispers urgently. Kardec nods, already knowing what to do. Get ready, everyone. The strike team is in position. I'm gonna assume that Sud made her lead since she's an elf and has better eyesight.
That makes
You
sense.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Or you can also be
Um,
just really progressive. So
yeah. No, I was just thinking about that though. It's like it
it
would
does
make
make sense because
sense
elves have better
for
eyesight. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Get ready, everyone. The strike team is in position. He signals to the drivers to slow the caravan, creating the perfect distraction for the impending ambush. The bandits emerge from the shadows, their weapons drawn and ready.
Ooh, here it goes, boy.
Boom. All right, your turn, dude.
My turn?
I mean, well, I did the last two turns, so yeah. You could like set out a signal, whatever the signal is, or something. I don't know if there is a signal. I'm assuming there's a signal, right?
Yep. Kardec pulls out his longbow. He lights the arrow on fire and shoots it up into the sky as the bandits begin their attack on the caravan. A signal
Wait,
to
hold on.
Sudd and the strike team.
You have a longbow?
Oh yeah, I've always had a longbow.
I
Yeah,
thought you were like had
I
the
have a long
swords, the daggers and stuff.
I have longbow and I have knives.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Just checking. Oh, that's right. I remember. All right, keep going.
Okay. The arrow arcs through the darkening sky, a brilliant trail of fire, leaving a path through the air. Kardec's hand doesn't waver as he aims, his dark eyes following the arrow's trajectory. The bandits notice it immediately, several of them shouting in alarm. Their attack on the caravan falters for a moment as they look up at the signal. Sud spots the flaming arrow and grins. Showtime, he calls out. Already moving, Celine and Jarl follow his lead, breaking from cover with deadly intent. The bandits, momentarily distracted by the signal, find themselves caught between two deadly forces. Hey! The caravan approaching from the front and the strike team emerging from the shadows behind them. I think this is going
Dude,
to work out awesome.
I think it's pretty badass, dude. Sud, with deadly trained precision, quickly closes the gap between him and his enemies, unleashing arrow after arrow. Sud's bow sings a deadly tune as he looses arrow after arrow, finding each one finding its mark with lethal precision. Bandits drop like flies, their cries of pain and surprise filling the air. Celine moves like a shadow beside him, her knives flashing in the firefight as she takes out anyone who dare get close. I thought she was a sorceress.
Yeah, me too, but I guess she has knives too. She's kind of like me.
She also had a bow earlier
Yeah.
that was like a magical bow. Jarl bellows a fierce battle cry, his warhammer crashing into the skull of a bandit with sickening force. The bandits, caught off guard by the sudden onslaught from both sides, begin to panic. Their formation crumbles as they try desperately to defend against the relentless assault. Kardec jumps down from the wagon, his daggers ready in hand.
Kardec begins to speed through their formation, slicing his poisoned daggers into the flesh of the bandits and moving on to the next one silently and methodically. Kardec moves with inhuman speed, his dark form a blur as he weaves through the bandit formation. His poisoned daggers find their marks with surgical precision, bandits crumpling to the ground as the toxins take hold. Their screams echo through the night as the poison courses through their veins, adding to the chaos and confusion of the battle. Sud's bowstring hums as he provides covering fire, his arrows finding the gaps in Kardec's deadly dance. Keep moving,
Ooh, that's
Kardec, he
cool.
calls out. That is pretty dope. Keep moving, Kardec, he calls out, spotting a bandit attempting to flank from behind. Don't let them surround you. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Seeing his friend Kardek about to get surrounded, Sud quickly in one fluid motion sheaths his bow and pulls his sword. Taking a giant leap, he closes the distance and begins making quick work of the bandits with his deadly swordplay. The battle rages on, the clash of steel and the cries of the wounded filling the air. Sud's sword flashes in the firelight, each strike a testament to his skill and fury. Cuts down bandit after bandit, his blade a blur of deadly motion. Kardec, meanwhile,
That's sick.
continues his relentless assault. His daggers find their marks with unerring accuracy, poisoned blades severing arteries and tendons with each strike. The bandits he leaves in his wake twitch and convulse on the ground, their agonizing screams a symphony
Oh
of
my god,
suffering.
I'm so brutal. Jeez.
Celine's knives dance through the air, finding the throats and eyes of any bandit foolish enough to get close. Should we just continue, or do you have? I'm down for whatever, dude. Unless you have an
Yeah, let's
idea.
just. Yeah, I'm fine with continuing.
Cool. See what happens. As the battle intensifies, Celine's elven grace and deadly precision become apparent. Her movements are fluid and lethal, each strike calculated to cause maximum damage with minimal effort. She moves through the chaos like a ghost, her presence felt only by the bandits who fall before her. The bandits begin to realize the gravity of their situation as they watch their comrades fall one by one to the coordinated assault. Their formation, once so confident, now crumbles under the combined might of Kardec, Sud, Celine, and the strike team. The night air fills with the metallic tang of blood and the acrid smoke from Kardec's flaming arrows.
I guess I'm not. I guess I'm flaming it and releasing flaming arrows now.
Well, I think that was from your
Oh,
the
okay.
previous flaming arrows that you sent out as the sign, as the warrant.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the flaming arrows once they landed, they probably like lit stuff aflame, right?
Okay, I'm just gonna do this really quick.
Do it. Get naked.
Just rip my clothes off.
Trying to show off for Celine.
I haven't seen much from Thorn or Finn, so I'm pulling them in.
I like it.
Kardec turns and commands for Finn and Thorn to join the battle from the caravans. Finn bursts from the caravan like a whirlwind. Oh, everyone's got daggers. His twin daggers
Yeah, right.
weaving a deadly dance through the air. Oh, that's right. No, Finn is the rogue, so that does make sense. He moves with the fluid grace of a master assassin, each strike finding its mark with deadly precision. The bandits who face him find themselves caught between his blades, their lives ending in a spray of crimson. That's that's an awesome description for that. That's sick. A spray of crimson. Thorin emerges from the other wagon, his massive frame a fearsome sight as he wades into the fray, his war hammer swinging in wide arcs, crushing skulls and breaking bones with every impact. The bandits who see him coming try to scatter, their formation completely destroyed by now. The battle has turned into a slaughter, with the bandits now fighting purely for survival. I love it.
Whoa.
Where's this warlock, though? I'm kind of terrified of this warlock.
What was the name of the Jarl, right? The
Jarl?
other dwarf.
Yeah, Jarl.
I wonder if the AI forgot about the magic caster, so I'm just gonna making eye contact with Celine. Sud nods at her and points toward the darkness in the back. He shouts, "Warlock, time to use your magic." And then he quickly motions for Jarl to follow as he makes his way through the battlefield towards the menacing aura. Celine nods back at Sud, her eyes glowing with a fierce determination. Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm adding
What?
this to the story. All right.
Yeah.
The reason she was using daggers is to save her magic for the warlock.
Yep. I like
All
it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out.
She
Okay.
was conserving her energy.
Exactly. Celine nods back at Sud, her eyes glowing with fierce determination. She raises her hands, and the air around her begins to crackle with arcane energy. With a shouted word in an ancient language, she unleashes a bolt of searing magic towards the dark aura in the back of the camp. The blast tears through the air, illuminating the battlefield in an eerie blue glow. The bandits who are struck by the spell scream in agony, their flesh sizzling and blistering as the magic consumes them. The dark aura seems to recoil from the blast, and Sud and Jarl seize the opportunity to close the distance. Oh, I
Okay.
wonder if it thinks I called her a warlock instead of saying. Let me actually retry that because it sounds like I'm saying warlock as in like I'm calling her a warlock.
Oh yeah, got it.
I found the warlock. Time to use your magic. Done. Okay, and then retry. Celine nods back at Sud, a fierce grin spreading across her face as she prepares to unleash her arcane power. She raises her hands, the air around her crackling with eldritch energy as she begins to chant an ancient guttural tongue. The dark aura in the back of the camp begins to writhe and twist. The bandits near it screaming in terror as they flee before the eldritch horror Celine is about to summon. Dude. Sud and Jarl move swiftly through the battlefield, cutting down bandits foolish enough to get in their way. Sud's blade is a blur of motion, his every strike a lethal combination of power and precision.
Kardek comes to support Celine in facing the deadly warlock. He begins chanting in an ancient tongue, raising his hands to release a powerful shock towards the warlock. The air crackles with an arcane energy as Kardek and Celine face off against the warlock. The warlock, a twisted figure in dark robes, raises his hands, matching their power with his own. The shockwave of Kardek's spell collides with the warlock's counterspell, creating a violent burst of light and sound that rocks the area around them. The warlock, thrown off balance by the collision, staggers back. His face contorts in rage as he unleashes a barrage of dark energy, black tendrils of power lashing out towards Kardek and Celine.
Pretty dope.
It's pretty cool. It's hard because there's like multiple things happening at the same time, but I think we can make it work.
Yeah. While the warlock is entangled with Kardec and Selene, Sud sheaths his sword, draws his bow, and takes aim at the distracted warlock.
Nice.
Stud's bowstring hums as he looses an arrow, the projectile streaking through the air with deadly precision. The arrow
Oh
finds its
shit!
mark, burying itself deep in the warlock's chest, just as the dark tendrils of power reach out to ensnare Kardec and Selene.
Dang, bro.
Dude, yeah, right. The warlock staggers, his spell faltering as the arrow pierces his heart.
Dude, you just
Oh
you just
man.
ended it, bro, with an arrow.
Dude, dude. Well, that's the thing, like you're using your power to counteract some powerful spells, and then just an arrow comes through and just takes you out.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
That's sick.
No man, dude.
I know
No
what you
man,
mean.
dude.
I know exactly what
Kardec
you
and
mean.
Kardec and Selene seize the opportunity. Their combined magical energies surging forward in a devastating blast of light and darkness. The warlock is engulfed in the explosion, his screams of agony echoing through the night as he is obliterated by the combined might of the two mages. Pretty dope, dude.
Kardec thrusts his pelvic bone forward in a victorious thrust. Kardec thrusts
Nice.
his pelvis forward in a triumphant macho display, his face splitting into a cocky grin as he savors the kill. The remaining bandits, seeing their leader destroyed, flee in terror, their once formidable camp now a scene of carnage and defeat. As the dust settles, the strike team gathers around the smoldering remains of the warlock, their weapons still at the ready. Celine lowers her hands, the eldritch energy dissipating around her as she catches her breath. Jarl wipes the blood from his warhammer, a satisfied grunt escaping his lips. I think it's over. That was pretty easy. That happened so
I know,
much
right?
faster than I thought it would.
I feel like the troll battle was a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I do too.
But maybe it's because I don't know, we had a whole adventurer squad with us and stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
We're just getting too good at this. That's the real reason.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're just too good.
We just had such a flawless plan, you know? Sud lowers his bow and takes a deep, satisfying breath. He doesn't particularly like killing, so his sigh is one of relief that the battle has ended and the evil is eradicated. Sud exhales slowly, the tension easing from his shoulders as he surveys the aftermath of the battle. Despite his bravado and skill in combat, a part of him always feels a twinge of regret when blood is spilled. He glances at Kardec, amused by his friends' posturing despite the gravity of their recent actions. Quite the dance you and Celine put on there, mate, Sud
Wait,
says.
was Celine thrusting with me? Is that what's what? Or is
I
he talking about like
think he's just
the
talking about the
Okay, so I'm just okay. Ignore me. I was like, "What's wait?
I
What?
think maybe the dance refers to like the battle. Maybe I don't know. What do you think?
Okay.
Or was Celine dancing with you, dude?
No, let's just say that he's talking about like the magic, I guess.
Quite the dance you and Celine put on there, mate. Sud says, offering a lopsided smile as he walks over to his companions. You remind me to never get on the wrong side of either of you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Kardek shrugs playfully. But it was your arrow that brought him down. Respect, my friend, respect. Kardek narrows his brow as he considers the battle. It did seem rather easy, did it not? Kardek's features tighten as he studies the warlock's remains, searching for any sign of deception or foul play. He moves closer, examining the intricate tattoos visible beneath the charred robes. This was no ordinary warlock, he mutters, gesturing to the strange markings. These are ritual scars. He was part of something bigger, something darker. He turns to Sudd and the others, his usual confidence replaced by a grim certainty. I fear this may have been a test, one we passed perhaps too easily.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
interesting.
Ooh. Shrugging off his unease, Sud shifts to his normal boisterous self. You may be right, but that sounds like a tomorrow problem. Today, we killed it, he gestures to the group. Y'all are badasses. We won. Let's celebrate and head to the tavern. The group
Nice.
hesitates for a moment, but Sud's infectious enthusiasm quickly takes hold. Celine's eyes sparkle with renewed energy as she laughs, while Jarl lets out a hearty bellow that shakes his broad shoulders. Even Kardek's brow relaxes, a smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. To the tipsy tavern it is, he declares, shouldering his pack. And perhaps, he adds with a meaningful glance at Sud, we should inform Mia about our successful mission. I'm sure she'd be most interested in hearing the tale. Says we're almost at the max amount of tokens.
Where does it say that?
There's like that red exclamation mark at the very end of the last paragraph.
Oh, yeah. So what I did is I changed our AI model back to Wayfarer because I felt like this was pretty easy. So I thought maybe this would be more challenging to have different
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
But maybe, yeah, it might be.
cool.
Let me check. But it has less
Hey man,
uses. It uses.
you know this stuff way better than I do.
We will find out if it becomes a problem. We'll change it. Kardec smiles and nods. As they begin to head back to the tipsy tavern, Kardec looks back at the fallen warlock with deep concern. He wonders what this is all about. Finally, he joins the others. Kardec rejoins the group. The celebration fades into the distance, leaving only the faint echo of laughter and the soft crunch of boots on the forest floor. He falls into step beside. Wait, what's going on? As Kardec rejoins the
Yeah,
group, the celebration fades into the distance,
that's kind of odd.
leaving only the faint echo of laughter and the soft crunch of boots on the forest floor. He falls into step beside Sudd, his face grave with worry that contrasts sharply with the earlier display of bravado. Sudd, he says quietly, so as not to dampen the other spirits, I know you're right that we should celebrate, but I have a feeling we've just pulled on a very large thread, one that could unravel more than we bargained for.
I mean, that's pretty dope. I just don't understand the earlier like the celebration fades into the distance part, but we'll just
Maybe
assume.
maybe it's like talking about like because of the concern, like it's kind of like happening and they're pulling back a little bit behind it. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. That was a little confusing, but I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
I do like the last part. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, this could be the beginning of something much bigger.
Hmm. I feel you are right, my friend. I felt the same, that this was too easy. Let us celebrate tonight, forget our worries for a moment, and tomorrow we will scheme.
Nice.
The group arrives at the tipsy tavern, the warm glow of the windows and the sounds of merriment beckoning them inside. Mia spots them immediately, her face lighting up with a warm smile as she hurries over to greet them. She hugs Sud tightly, her fingers
Ooh.
trailing briefly along his arm as she pulls away. Ooh.
Ooh.
Welcome back, my brave adventurers, she exclaims, gesturing to a large private table. I've kept your usual spot free. And, ooh, we've got a usual spot now, dude.
Nice, dude. We're locals.
And she adds with a mischievous wink, I've got something special for our victorious heroes tonight. Ooh. She gestures to the bar where several bottles of rare aged ale sit prominently displayed. Let's go, dude. Okay, we're having a good time tonight. All right.
Yeah.